Hi everybody and welcome to this Pro and Expert playthrough for the Mirage 9-hole cup. We are of course playing from middle tee, going to look at replays for all 9 holes. It is a full 9 of the Oasis course. It is a course that's been around for a while, however it is a little bit tricky in terms of getting drops. Obviously people that know it well from Tour 10 and also earlier tours, okay, it's fine if you're playing tour play, but in terms of tournaments, the actual chances for Eagles, Albatross, hole-in-ones are actually quite tricky. So we are going to take you through some replays here on the channel in this video and describe some alternate routes as well, depending on different wind directions that you may get. Before we start, please do hit thumbs up on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Get the bell button switched on so you get notifications when we upload new content or go live. And finally, don't forget to join me here on the channel on Thursday, 8 AM UK time. First look at Expert and Master Division. And it is my aim, as always with 9-hole cups, to go completely free to play. I'll be doing the same on Saturday, new wins in the final rounds. Okay then, let's have a look at these 9 holes of the Oasis course. Pen and paper at the ready. Let's begin with hole number 1. Starting with a par 5 here, however, we do have a good chance of an albatross, particularly if we have favourable wind on this one. Tighten ball is needed, obviously, on these par 5s, so we're going to be playing with some topspin here and bouncing over to the fairway on the left-hand side. Using the Apocalypse level 4, but obviously extra mile 7, extra mile 6, always going to be fine as well. Obviously, if it's tailwind, you might want to choose the rock as well for the accuracy. Well, you may need to push up in tailwind, but we see here, I'm just adding spin and just stretching out to find that second bounce nicely over the rough. The adjustment here is going to be max distance, 10% elevation. Max distance, 10%. In tailwind and crosswind, this shot is the way I will be going because it does set up a very good opportunity for albatross with the sniper. If we do have headwind, overpower is required to get over there. If you don't fancy going with that, then you can play a max curl shot over on the right hand side and attempt a rough bump beyond the bunker near the green, or just play safe. Second shot, stretching out, finding max line, finding min line, working out club distance. Following a good drive with the adjustment I've suggested, you are going to be around medium distance. Applying backspin, getting the ball guide going to the hole, maybe just slightly short if you have stronger tailwind. And the adjustment I'm going with here is medium distance, 10% elevation. With a power 3 ball, that is equivalent to 1-on-1. If you do have crosswind, I would suggest playing with more elevation, probably around 20%, because you will have more of a secondary bounce wind effect to deal with, so just bear that one in mind. Perfect ball, and if we do have pretty much straight tailwind, this is an excellent chance for a drop, and we get an albatross directly at the pin there on hole number 1, starting with a par 5, but a very good chance. Hole 2, first of the par 4s, and these are really a little bit more tricky to get the eagle on. We do have a nasty wind angle here, cross headwind, so I'm going with a driver with distance. However, we don't need curl, we don't need topspin. So you can play this with lower level extra mile as well, as obviously I'm going with the Apocalypse here for the better accuracy. Between 1 and 2 bars topspin, we're playing with all the side spin to the right, so I'm going to use a Kingmaker. Like with the previous hole though, if you do have crosswind or tailwind, you can use the quarterback or the rock. Go with something that offers you more accuracy, because the fairway we are playing to here, they are on the narrow side. So adjustment here, max plus 10, and we do hit perfect, and we're going to bounce over nicely and just go down the centre of this next piece of fairway. We do want to get fairly close to the rough on the top. Obviously don't want to take too much risk, but we want to be in range for our second shot. Sniper level 9, this is still going to be absolutely fine, and again, here is the spot I want to land, and I'm going to use spin to get the ball guide going to the pin. So red ring touching the rough here, that is a very nice point, and the power 3 ball means we can set up close to the bunker and bounce over, rather than just playing for a safe birdie. We do want to try and attack the pin for the eagle. Here I'm playing max plus 20, because we do have crosswind here as well, but elevations will change according to wind, strength and direction, so you do have to just mix those up a bit. Little bit short there, so we just needed to take away a little bit of the backspin to deal with the headwind, but still not far away at all for an attempt for an eagle. And we do need to play aggressively really on these holes and try and get the chances as best we can. Hole number 3, there's a couple of options here. I do think, do I want to go with the grizzly, but then decide to go with the sniper. Obviously, if you don't want to play aggressively with the rough bump here, then bounce over with the long iron with some left spin and left curl. Still a chance of a hole-in-one with that, but the rough bump is the best opportunity as long as the wind angle permits. Adding spin and lining up there, you want to look at the inner yellow ring being close to the rough line, ball guide to the hole. Here I play minimum distance, 5% elevation. Just bear in mind though with this shot, if you do not adjust correctly, or if you do not compensate for either gaining elevation or losing elevation according to where you adjust to, you may plug yourself in the sand or fly the green completely. So a token here as a practice would be advisable, but it is the best chance at a hole-in-one. Hole number 4, we are going to bounce over in tailwind in actually any wind direction. Even in direct headwind I would go max overpower and plenty of topspin. Even if you clip the rough and roll out, you are still going to be able to play for a safe birdie. However, tailwind, it is worth pushing the drive here. I'm playing with 4 to 4.5 topspin. Any more than that you risk getting a glitch roll, and you will see here we do get a little bit of a speed roll. I add my spin, stretch out and work out that I do need to push up 2 to 2.5 rings after I adjust. Max plus 10 is the adjustment here, and then I push up those rings to make sure we are going to clear. Obviously if you've got stronger tailwind, do be careful as you will get an extra wind push on this bounce right here. Bounce over easily, gets that little speed roll, thankfully does pull up just before the rough. If you are in the rough there, you will still be able to reach with a power 3 ball, but we do want to try and get an eagle opportunity. As you can see here, we are easily in mid distance of our sniper, so I'm going to attempt a rough bump, and here I'm going to play 10% elevation, true club distance. Finding my landing spot, red ring touching the rough, so I give myself a little bit of room in case I misadjust. And the ball guide here, I'm going to the pin. Here I adjust this one medium distance, 10% elevation. However, we do slightly over adjust this one, and that's because really I've misestimated where I am in club range. Should have maybe gone 40 or 45% slider. Because I adjust to a lower point, I do push up a little bit here. So that is something to bear in mind when you are playing this shot. If you do adjust down into the sand, you're going to lose distance, so you need to compensate either with a bit of overpower or by pushing up. Bounces into the rough nicely, and the speed is just about okay, but we do miss a square to the left. But still, that is the aggressive option to try and get a drop on hole number 4. Hole 5 is the dolphin shootout, as people call it, and okay, you can play into that bottleneck of fairway with backspin and left spin and left curl, but the chance of hole-in-one really is best if you are going to go with a rough bump, either directly into the rough here or bouncing over with your long iron. If you don't have high level grizzly, bounce over with the Goliath instead with topspin, second bounce, rough bump and out. Here you see I'm finding a good position to play a rough bump directly with backspin and left spin. The adjustment I go with here is mid plus 10. And then we're going to hit perfect after we adjust. Obviously bear in mind, if you do have headwind, you're going to have to take a token here. It is one of those where I would advise have a little look at first. A good speed there, just a little bit off with our adjustment, but definitely something to consider. Hole number 6, a very difficult par 5 to make an albatross on, and in headwind this hole can be an absolute pain. Thankfully we do have crosswind here, so it is going to be okay. Power 3 ball is needed though. So I'm going 6 topspin with the APOC level 4, 1 bar side spin to the left. After I've adjusted max plus 10, I'm going to push back up to max. And at the beginning of the shot there, you could see me stretching out to see the third bounce, as in after the second point of contact with the ground, we do need to see that third bounce over the rough. So I'm going to add that on in overpower, 2 to 2.5 rings in level crosswind. Mine are great right, but still going to be fine, and we do the hop, skip and jump, double bounce over to the final piece of fairway, and anything around 370 yards is going to be fine. Second shot going to be with the sniper, and if we've got an extra bit of rollout on the drive, this is going to be an easier shot, but we can still reach the green here at least and have a very small chance for the albatross. I always go with 1 bar of left spin here to try and catch the slope on the left hand side of the green. Top spin is going to vary depending where you are on the drive. I am at max. I just stretch out there thinking I'm going to push this one up. I'm adjusting max plus 20% elevation on this shot really in most winds. However, I do forget to push up that small amount, so this is going to come in short, sadly. I was just investigating a little push up there to get me to the pin, but I did neglect to do that. Perfect ball, we are still going to make onto the green in 2, and I'd rather get on the green with a putt rather than being a mid-range wedge prior to the green, because the wedges before the green can be a little bit troublesome. But here we just want to secure the eagle. Obviously if you do get albatross on this one, it is a real bonus, but max plus 20. Now we come on to one of the most difficult par 3s to get a hole in one, and it's the Triple Island shootout. We do have a nice tailwind here, so I'm going to do the double bounce with the sniper. Around half a bar of top spin and half a bar of left spin. Blue ring touching the rough here, and we're just going to bounce on that third bit of fairway after the initial contact point with the ground, and then roll nicely onto the green. If we do have crosswind or headwind, there is a rough bump available. I would suggest in tournament play going with the quarterback. However, once again, you can fall foul of loss of elevation, loss of distance if you were just down into the sand. So I would recommend taking a token or two here, unless you've got some good adjustments ready. Perfect ball here, mid plus 15 on the sniper. Rough bump, obviously, you're going to be playing different elevations depending on the wind strength. Nice speed, just aim further left on that one. On to hole number 8, and we've got a nasty wind angle here with headwind. Obviously with tailwind I do want to go either to the left or right with as much distance as possible to get into thorn range for a rough bump. However here we're not going to push the drive, I'm just going to lay up. And we can lay up with a low level driver. A little bit of top spin, and we're going with a katana as I do want to use some side spin to the right. I adjust this one max plus 10 even though I'm not in max distance of my club. Outer wall curl to the right, and we just want to bounce over nicely and get towards the top left corner of this fairway. Here we are a little bit short, however actually I've done okay here because there is a risk of being in between clubs, and thankfully where I am here with a power 2 ball I can play min sniper. The option here you've got is you can pack the Goliath as well, just so that you're not in between clubs if you're having the Grizzly. Finding my landing position here at the min line, and I'm playing with my spin so that I can get ball guide through the hole as we do have headwind. Here I am adjusting minimum distance numbers, however the elevation I need to change here. Let's see how many rings we do pull there. It looks like about 4.5, 4.6. I do believe I played this min plus 10. However, we do need to just tweak this one. Perfect ball. We're not getting anywhere near the palm tree, which is good. But we're just missing out to the right. So little tweak to the adjustment on that one. Going to be a very good chance, even with a sniper or the short iron of an eagle. Hole number 9, the APOC is good here, not going to lie, because you do need some curl. You can bounce before the nearer part of the bunker, though, if you don't have Apocalypse. Here I'm going with some topspin, even though we do have tailwind, setting up, leaving room for the tailwind push and the curl. Max plus 10, even though we are not at max distance. And here I'm going with the right spin, top spin, and over one ball of curl, which is why the APOC is good here, out to the right. We're going to hit this one perfect, and then it bounces over near to the bunker. We do clear, and because we haven't got too much topspin on, we park up very nicely on the fairway. Second shot, if you just want the safe eagle, then this is going to be the play for you. Don't worry about having no ball guide. I'm quite happy playing a blind shot here. We do need plenty of backspin, between 5.5 and 6.5 bars with the sniper, depending what the wind is doing. Full side spin to the left, and here I'm going to play mid-distance, 5% elevation. We just want to use curl to park the ball up either on the fringe or on the green for an eagle, wedge or putt. So we're going to adjust now, and this is where very useful to have a katana for the side spin. Going to play with a good amount of left curl. Slightly less than max because the wind is going to push us to the left as well. Problem here, I could have gone with a tiny bit more backspin. This does bounce a little bit keen there with that wind push, but we're still going to make an eagle. Now, if you are brave and you want to pursue the albatross, this is a very, very difficult shot, but I did have a go at it, and you can decide whether you want to have a go or not. And I'm going to risk the rough bump in between the palm trees. So I'm just finding the point where I get a full ball guide, moving slightly from the right of centre of that first palm tree. Changing spins to have the ball guide through the hole. And here I'm going to play mid plus 10. Mid plus 10, okay? So 6.7, it's going to be around 6.7 rings, approximately 1 on 1. You will see when I adjust here, the ball guide disappears, and you will also see I used an unintentional pull angle there. I pulled myself further away from the ball. So that was not intentional, but we do hit perfect. As I can see there, it is a bit of a risk with the palm trees, and I do think the mistake there with the pull angle cost me that one, but it was still a very good chance if you want to play aggressively for the albatross. But like I said, it is not without risk. Thank you for watching, and good luck. Bye for now.